Hello everyone, Crow here, and this is a video response to Dinky Dana's Christmas giveaway. Now, he did the same giveaway last year, except last year he recommended, he wanted us to recommend to him video games. This year, he's changed a little bit to where you could recommend video games or movies, anime series, or TV series. So I am actually going to only recommend one TV series. Now, forgive me if you've seen this, but a lot of people have heard of this. I am a huge fan of it, and that would happen to be Mystery Science Theater 3000. Now, what I have here in my hand is the movie, but the TV show is a bit better. Basically, the premise of the show is that these mad scientists have shot this guy up into space, and they're forcing him to watch bad movies. You watch them watching the movies, and they make jokes during the movie. When I say they, it's the guy. He's by himself on the ship, but he's got two robot companions with him. So they watch the movie together. So yeah, there's almost 200 episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I think you can watch some of them on Hulu. But what I'm going to do in this video is do something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and that is show off my Mystery Science Theater 3000 collection. So, I used to have the VHS tapes, but I think I sold most of those on eBay because I have all the DVDs now. So basically, let me just shoot through the DVDs I have right now. Actually, I have two copies of Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie, and this is the one that originally came out. And it was hard to find for a long time. In fact, the price of this on eBay was up to about $100 at one point. I don't really remember if it was sealed or if it was open, but it had a pretty high price on eBay. But then a couple of years ago, they released this one. When I say they, Rogue Pictures. This was originally released by Universal, but Universal, for some reason, hated the movie and refused to re-release it or anything. They part of the reason the movie isn't so great is because of Universal and interfering with the the actual movie so much. They had they demanded all this stuff, and they provided it to them, and then they demanded to take it out. They kind of ruined the arc in the movie. And interesting fact, the movie has a runtime of 74 minutes. And the TV show, each TV show, when you take out the commercials, has a runtime of 90 minutes or more. So it's kind of an odd twist where the movie is shorter than a TV episode. So let me just go through a lot of these DVDs I have. A lot of these early ones, when they were first releasing them, Rhino was releasing them, they were releasing one episode per DVD. So, first one I have, they had like the shadows on here and kind of quips that they did during the movie. This one is The Crawling Hand. Not a bad episode. It's a really early episode, I believe. Episode 106, first season. There were 10 seasons, but there was actually an extra season before that when they were on a UHF station, which is kind of referred to as Season 0 or the KTMA years. Seasons 1 and part of 2 were on the Comedy Channel. Then 2 on to Season 7 was on Comedy Central. Seasons 8, 9, and 10 were then on the Sci-Fi Channel. Disc 2 here we have the Hellcats, which is okay, but not one of my favorite episodes. Ega, which is actually a pretty funny episode, with Richard Kiel, who played Jaws in... Damn, he was in 2 James Bond movies. I know one of them was Moonraker, but I can't remember what the other one was. But the guy with the metal jaw. I Accuse My Parents, which is actually a pretty funny one, too. Mitchell, this was like one of the very, very, very first episodes I actually saw on TV. I didn't grow up having cable. And actually, when I moved out on my own, I actually got cable for this show. And then when it was taken off the air, I had no interest in cable anymore. But this is what solidified my love for the show. This episode is actually the last episode with Joel, this guy. He's replaced with Mike. There's actually this guy with this episode. This is the very next episode, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, which is a okay episode. It's not too bad. And here's a crazy episode. They watch the Wild Wild World of Batwoman. And I forgot to mention some of these packages have just the MS-23K movie, but sometimes they actually include the uncut version of the movie as well on these. Like this one too, the beginning of the end, about giant grasshoppers attacking Chicago. Yes, so hits home. Red Zone Cuba, which is a Coleman Francis film, meaning it's horrible, meaning it's excellent fodder for this show. This was a great episode. And actually, this was released this is all the episodes they released single. They also released this sometime during when they were releasing box sets. I don't exactly remember when. Mystery Science Theater 3000, The Essentials. You know what? I'm just realizing I think I'm missing one of these. They also had Manos, The Hands of Fate. But I wonder if I misplaced that somewhere. But no matter, because Manos, The Hands of Fate is actually on this, which is MST3K, or Mystery Science Theater 3000, The Essentials. And that actually includes two movies, Manos, The Hands of Fate, and Christmas movie, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. You might be able to find this really cheap. And Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is a great Christmas movie, especially the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version. But see, when I bought this, I actually got a bonus disc with it. I put it in one of these cases. But it's just a disc of shorts. Sometimes if the movie was too short for a 2-hour episode, they would throw in a short, meaning could be like a PSA film from the 50s or something like that. Or just kind of a... like a corporation thing, like, videos from GM sponsored videos or whatever. And then we start getting into the box sets. We have the first box set, Volume 1, which has Bloodlust. It's okay episode. Catalina Caper, which I kind of hate because it's the movie itself is a comedy, so it doesn't really make good fodder, I think. Creeping Terror and The Skydivers, another Coleman Francis film, which is hilarious. Volume 2 here, which has Angel's Revenge, Cave Dwellers, and Pod People. I like Cave Dwellers and Pod People, but not so much Angel's Revenge. And it's an okay episode. But, and then another disc of shorts. Volume 3 has Atomic Brain, The Unearthly, which I actually don't really like the episode at all. Side Hackers, another episode I really don't like that much at all. And then shorts Volume 2. See, and then we got Volume 4, which has The Girl in the Gold Boots, which is an excellent episode. Hamlet, it's a German version of Hamlet, which really sucks. Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, which is a Raul Julia film, one of his last films, and it's actually pretty funny. It was made by a PBS station. And Space Mutiny, which is an excellent episode. This is an excellent box set if you can find it. Some of these box sets are out of print, and so they might go for a pretty penny on Amazon. We have Volume 5, which has Boggy Creek 2, or The Legend of... Boggy Creek 2 and The Legend Continues. Pretty funny episode about a movie about Bigfoot. Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders, which is a crazy movie. It's like they took two failed TV shows, put them together. Time Chasers, Touch of Satan. I may have to speed it up because I have 5 minutes left. I have a lot to go through. Volume 6 has Attack of the Giant Leeches, Gunslinger, Mr. B's Lost Shorts, which is another compilation of shorts, and Teenagers from Outer Space, which is a very, very funny episode. Volume 7 has Hercules Unchained, Hercules Against the Moon Men, Prince of Space, which is hilarious, and Killer Shrews. And we have Volume 8, which has Hobgoblins, one of the funniest episodes ever. Phantom Planet, which again has Richard Kiel in it, but you wouldn't recognize him because he's dressed as an alien. Let me see here. Yeah. Monster A Go-Go. Now, this is one of the worst movies they ever did. And The Dead Talk Back, which I find hilarious. Which volume is this? 9. Has Women of the Prehistoric Planet, Wild Rebels, The Sinister Urge, and The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies. One of the longest titles ever. Starting to really run out of time. Really got to speed it up. Now, this one I have to explain a little bit. This is volume 10, and this is volume 10, volume 10.2. This is very hard to find. This actually includes Godzilla vs. Megalon, Swap Diamonds, Teenage Strangler, Giant Spider Invasion, Godzilla vs. Megalon. They didn't actually have the rights to release that, so they did this one that has a giant Gila monster instead, but I was able to send away for a disc by itself. This is still sealed. This can go for well over $100. Gonna step it up a bit. We have volume 11, which has Ring of Terror, Indestructible Man, Tormented, Horrors of Spider Island. Volume 12, which has the Rebel Set, Secret Agent, Super Dragon, Starfighters, and parts of the Clonus Horror. The 20th anniversary, which actually is volume 13, which has First Spaceship on Venus, Laser Blast, Werewolf, and Future War. Volume 14, which has Mad Monster, Manhunt in Space, Soul Taker, and Final Justice. Volume 15, which has The Robot vs. the Aztec Mummy, The Girl in Lover's Lane, Zombie Nightmare, and Racket Girls. Volume 16, which has The Corpse Vanishes, Warrior of the Lost World, Santa Claus, another Christmas movie, and Night of the Blood Beast, which is actually 2 versions of that episode, and I think both versions are on this disc. Volume 17, Crawling Eye, The Beatniks, The Final Sacrifice, The Blood Waters of Dr. Z. Volume 18, which has Lost Continent, Crash of the Moons, Beast of Yucca Flats, and Jack Frost. Volume 19, which has Robot Monster, Bride of the Monster, Devil Doll, and Devilfish. This is the most recent one. Now, what I didn't mention, I got 2 minutes to explain this. Volume 20 actually came in this tin with Crow, the figure. Let's see here. We have volume 16, which came in this box here, and had a Tom Servo figure in it. And very recent one, volume 19, which came in this huge box. I showed it in a pickup video recently that came with Gypsy. Just to since I have a minute left, I do have 2 copies of the Amazing Colossal episode guide, which only includes episodes from seasons 1 through 6 because it was released around the time of the movie. And I also made my own Tom Servo head a long time ago, and with his mouth that opens, and hey, running out of time, so see you all next time. Bye!
Did she say I'm never Jack? Or am I freaking out?